Stockholm, a city that feels like it was plucked straight from a fairy tale and placed on the water. Built across 14 islands, linked by 57 bridges, this Scandinavian capital is more than just a destination. It's an experience. A place where history meets cutting-edge design, where bustling streets give way to serene waterways, and where tradition and innovation dance hand in hand. As you arrive in Stockholm, the first thing you'll notice is the light. In summer, days stretch endlessly, bathing the city in a golden glow that lasts late into the night. In winter, the short daylight hours are illuminated by twinkling street lamps, cozy cafes, and the warm glow from windows, inviting you in from the crisp air. Walking through Stockholm is like moving between different eras. In the heart of the city lies Gamla, the old town. Here, narrow cobblestone lanes twist and turn, revealing colorful medieval buildings in hues of ochre, terracotta, and gold. These streets have witnessed centuries of history, the rise and fall of kingdoms, the chatter of merchants, and the daily life of Swedes long before the modern world took shape. You might stop at Stortorget, the oldest square in the city, surrounded by picture-perfect buildings that seem made for postcards. From here, the Royal Palace stands proudly, one of the largest palaces in Europe and still home to the Swedish monarch. Guards in traditional uniforms march in front of its grand facade, a reminder that this is not just a museum piece, but a living symbol of the nation. As you wander beyond Gamla, the city opens up to water in every direction. Stockholm's relationship with its waterways is deeply woven into its identity. Locals commute by ferry, sail between islands on weekends, and in summer, children leap into the water from public piers. Just beyond the city, the Stockholm archipelago stretches out like a painter's masterpiece, 30,000 islands, each with its own character. Some are nothing more than smooth granite rocks topped with a single windswept pine, while others are lush, dotted with red wooden cottages and blooming gardens. You can take a day trip by boat to explore this maritime paradise, and with the fresh scent of the Baltic Sea in the air, it's hard not to feel completely at peace. But Stockholm isn't just about nature and history. It's a city with a pulse, a place of art, music, and design that has influenced the world. In neighborhoods like Södermalm, you'll find vintage shops, art galleries, and coffee houses brimming with creative energy. The Swedish love for minimalism is everywhere. Clean lines, warm wood, neutral tones, a design philosophy that is both functional and beautiful. Step into the Nordic Museum to see how traditions and modern style intertwine, or lose yourself in Fika, one of the world's leading photography galleries. And then there's the food. Swedish cuisine is a comforting blend of fresh local produce, seafood from the cold waters of the Baltic, and time-honored recipes. You might start your morning with a plate of gravlax, delicate slices of cured salmon served with mustard and dill. For lunch, perhaps Swedish meatballs, far richer and more flavorful than the ones you've seen in furniture store cafes. And of course, there's fika. More than just a coffee break, fika is a Swedish cultural ritual. A pause in the day to enjoy coffee and something sweet, usually a cinnamon bun or cardamom pastry with friends or colleagues. It's about slowing down and savoring the moment, and in Stockholm there's no shortage of charming cafes where you can do just that. As the day goes on, Stockholm's beauty changes with the light. In the afternoon, you might take a stroll along Djurgården, an island that feels like a giant park in the middle of the city. Here you'll find museums, gardens, and even an amusement park, all surrounded by greenery and water. It's also home to the Vasa Museum, which houses a massive 17th century warship that sank on its maiden voyage and was miraculously recovered centuries later. Standing in front of it, you can almost imagine the sailors preparing to set sail on that fateful day. Evenings in Stockholm are magical. In summer you might sit on a terrace as the sun sets at 11 p.m., painting the sky in shades of pink and gold. In winter the city sparkles with festive lights, and you might find yourself drawn to a cozy restaurant serving warm soups and fresh-baked bread. The nightlife here is vibrant yet refined. You can enjoy a quiet wine bar, listen to live jazz, or dance the night away at a club by the water. And yet, what truly makes Stockholm special is its balance. This is a capital city, yet it feels intimate. Modern skyscrapers blend with historic facades. Cutting-edge technology exists side by side with centuries-old traditions. And despite its beauty, Stockholm is not a place that shouts for attention. It invites you to explore, to wander, to discover at your own pace. Perhaps that's why so many visitors fall in love with it, because in Stockholm it's not just about the landmarks or the museums, but about the feeling you get walking along a quiet canal, or hearing the clip-clop of footsteps on ancient cobblestones, or sipping coffee while snowflakes drift past the window. It's about moments that stay with you long after you've left, moments that, in their own quiet way, are unforgettable. So whether you come for the history, the nature, the design, or simply to experience life the Swedish way, Stockholm will welcome you with open arms. And when you leave, you might just find yourself planning your return before you've even boarded your flight home. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Stockholm. If you enjoyed this adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me for more stories from cities around the world.